550-foot windowless towers was made to withstand nuclear impact. So what are they trying to hide? Snowden leaks reveal that the building is codenamed Tyson Point, or more simply, it's an NSA surveillance hub, where they'll monitor all of your photos, messages, and phone activity. This building is gathering 60 million foreign-to-foreign emails every day, 1.8 billion per month, all for the US government National Security Agency. Photographer Stanley Greenberg is one of the only people who ever saw inside the building, where they were met by floor after floor of humming machines, towering racks of mysterious tech, and empty corridors. No questions are allowed, no one knows exactly what's actually happening. But what we do know is the surveillance never stopped. Now on to our next building here in Chicago. Like the New York one, the Chicago Tower has very few windows. 18 of its 28 floors are sealed from the outside world. Inside, 6 massive V16 Caterpillar generators sit ready, with 200,000 gallons of diesel fuel stockpiled nearby, enough to run independently for over a month. Below, the building is anchored directly to bedrock, ensuring telephone communications continue even if nuclear weapons destroy nearby cities. And this is just one of an entire network of spy towers. According to leaked documents and investigations by The Intercept, at least 8 NSA surveillance hubs are all across America, like Atlanta with a central limestone building secretly copying internet traffic straight from AT&T's networks. In Dallas, there's a faceless cube with blacked-out windows, quietly monitoring the entire South. In LA, the Madison complex is next to One Wilshire, the main fiber-optic link to Asia, where billions of messages will pass through weekly. And in San Francisco, former AT&T technician Mark Klein blew the whistle on room 6418, a hidden chamber where NSA operatives allegedly broke the law daily. Some of these buildings don't even have names, just code words, like Pinecone, buried somewhere in New Jersey. And its job is to process and analyze all the spy towers' data. As to who works in these places, you'd never know. They belong to Tailored Access Operations, the NSA's elite hackers, capable of breaking into virtually any system or network. They've tracked terrorists, cracked foreign presidents' emails, and tapped institutions like the IMF and World Bank. Employees even have to coordinate with the FBI before arrival to work. And all of this might just be happening down the street from you. But not every building hiding something is run by the government. Some are operated by private industry. Companies with no interest in spying on you, but every interest in extracting something from right beneath your toes. So let's move on to our third building, all the way here in Los Angeles. This building is in Pico Robertson. It's a quiet, clean, religious neighborhood. Everything seems beige and there's nothing really flashy. But as you walk down the streets, you'll pass a tall, windowless building with manicured hedges. For everyone here, it's known as the local friendly synagogue. But little do people ever realize what's secretly going on inside the synagogue. Because if you go inside the synagogue, you'll see a completely hidden, fully functioning oil facility built in 1966 by Occidental Petroleum. This place is literally pumping crude oil from under Beverly Hills without anyone ever realizing. Behind these fake walls of the synagogue is a full-scale operation, with 40 active wells and a derrick on rails that slides across the site inside a hollow structure. This is a full industrial system dressed up to look like a place of worship. And this isn't an accident. This was all built like this from the start, not to stand out, but to blend in with the neighborhood. The place uses the synagogue facade as a way to trick people into never questioning what's going on behind the doors of the building, copying local synagogues on purpose, as Occidental knew exactly where they were drilling and who lived there, and what would look respectable. And the city signed off on it. The mayor actually cut the ribbon, praising the building's contributions to civic beauty. And for the people living here, they have almost no idea about what's going on behind those closed doors. Although occasionally neighbors will complain about strange smells, sulfur, chemicals, something off in the air. The company denies all of this, of course, and tries to completely deflect any attention towards it. But if an oil rig can pass a synagogue, you can hide one anywhere. Which brings us on to the next hidden oil drill site, this time in a school of all places. It looked like something out of a feel-good news segment. This towering industrial structure, something straight out of Victorian England, was now wrapped in cheerful murals, sunflowers, butterflies, handprints, a sign of the base red Tower of Hope. All of this was painted by 3,000 hospitalized children, most of whom were terminally ill. And it was this structure that was a symbol of resilience, of optimism, and of turning something ugly into something beautiful. But none of this was actually real. This entire thing you were looking at was a fake operation, hiding a possibly deadly operation. For decades, a 155-foot tall oil derrick loomed over Beverly Hills High School, pumping hundreds hundreds of barrels of crude oil per day from directly beneath the school grounds. Students would play sports in the shadow, they ate lunch meats, and took their prom photos while standing just yards away from a live wellhead. The oil operator Beneco made sure the derrick was disguised as a pumped out an array of carcinogenic and volatile organic compounds. Then kids would inhale all of this stuff on a daily basis. When people began questioning why this building was even there, rumors circulated the school district profited from the site, and up to 85% of teacher compensation was funded by oil revenue from the site allegedly. With around 400 barrels daily being pumped, everything seemed fine on the surface until the consequences became very clear. Between 1975 and 1997, more than 250 former students were diagnosed with cancer. According to a lawsuit filed by environmental activist Erin Brockovich in 2003, rates of Hodgkin's lymphoma were 20 times the national average. Thyroid cancer rates were 17 times higher. So a public high school in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the world had cancer rates higher than some of the most toxic sites in the world. The lawsuit was filed on behalf of 23 people, many of them graduates in their 20s and 30s who were now undergoing chemotherapy, all living with permanent damage. Initially, the city tried to dismiss these concerns, saying air quality readings were within regulatory limits. But soon the truth started unraveling, and people realized how disturbing this entire situation was. This entire mural in Beverly Hills, known as the Tower of Hope, painted by sick children with cancer, was just a corporate shield to avoid legal consequences of giving people cancer. Eventually, the company had to declare bankruptcy in 2017 and the well stopped pumping. But the synagogue and school in LA aren't anomalies. It turns out Los Angeles has actually been doing this for decades. It's all part of what oil companies call aesthetic mitigation, or just hiding hazardous urban operations in plain sight. That's why today nearly 3 million Los Angeles residents live on 28 oil fields containing 3,000 active wells, many of them just like this, hidden in fake buildings nestled behind apartment complexes or tucked behind rows of trees and public spaces. And you'd never have any idea when walking around LA. But it's not just LA. In many cities, a few buildings look like typical homes or offices, but are actually in fact totally fake for different purposes than pumping oil. Some of them can be designed to blend into their surroundings, ensuring that most who pass by remain blissfully unaware of these buildings' true purpose. Like we can see with our fifth building.
I dare you to let me.
Perception is everything. Perception. So much is going on around us that we do not see. Half of we don't even understand. And it's literally right in our face, hidden in plain sight. There is a reason why a lot of us won't reach a true level of success. Because we are all playing chess. No matter what way you think about it, we are all playing chess. And in this chess game, we was born not ever knowing the real rules. We was born in this game not ever knowing the true rules of the game. And we walk around with this false sense of, I know what I'm doing, but you don't know what you're doing. You know how to survive, but do you know how to play the game? From the ages of being born to the age of 18, that's when you were supposed to learn how to survive on your own. But from 18 on to death, you were supposed to actually be playing the game. Majority of us is just surviving. Not playing the game right. Even some of these guys that are rich are not playing the game right. Like most of these people, you will see they have millions of dollars. They're still pawns. inside the big game. Because one thing about it, if you're not creating the rules, you're following the rules. If you're not creating the rules of the game, you are following the rules. Human beings are not free no more. We're not sovereign no more. Our grandfathers from the 1800s, they were sovereign individuals. They could go where they want, when they want. They call it lawless land, but lawless land was a free land. Lawless lands was free. We're not free no more. And everybody, they just wanted, they had this opinion over. They have this opinion, this desensitization. When people like me speak and it just irritate them. Why? Why do it irritate them when we speak like this? It's because they're weak. They're weak. They're weak. They're not strong enough to fight. And we're not meaning going out there and protesting. No. We're not talking about protesting. Protesting does nothing. You do not ask somebody for your freedom back. You do not go to the prison guard and ask him for the keys to the gate. We live in a society that's a prison that we built the walls, we built the gate, and we have this sense of pride in what we built, so we don't leave. We are the prisoners and we are the prison guard. Two places I can name like that. Well, a lot of people want to leave, but they don't. New York and Los Angeles. You might as well say that California and the whole state. Whole state of New York too. You gotta wake up. And I hate saying wake up, but it's not waking up. You gotta have discipline. You gotta have dedication. You gotta have ambition. You need it. You need it because the fight for legacy is harder every day. This fight for legacy is hard. But we are in this fight with you. You can't go about it alone. It's not a fight you want to take alone. It's not a fight that you want to do by yourself. It is a team effort. It's going to be hard, but we got to do it. Perception is everything. Once you change your perception on life, once you start seeing and asking the right questions, there's no wrong question. There's no bad question. There's no wrong question. But there is a right question. A few right questions will get you farther than 1,000 questions. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take a lot of training. It's going to take a lot of discipline. It's going to take a lot of ambition. It's going to take a lot of dedication. But we're going to get through it. We are at the bottom of the totem pole. And no matter where I'm at in life, I'm still at the bottom with y'all. My whole life, I'm going to be at the bottom with y'all. It don't matter if I have 100 million or I have $55. I'm at the bottom with y'all. We're going to stand up and we're going to fight for a different legacy for our children.